Guys, this is your boy, the Ghost with the Most. Sunday morning console shots with the bros. Let's start off with Iron Wolf. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what up, man? And yeah, I'm glad to be part of the Sunday morning console shots hosted by my boy, the Ghost with the Most. And yo, let's get down, man. Let's get popping.
That's what's up. Introduce yourself, Spawn.
Hello, guys. This is the one and only Black Spawn here with podcast for the second week with my boy Ghost. Nice to be here. Check my channel out, whatever. Let's go.
Okay. Make sure you're subscribed to Black Spawn. He's a cool dude. Got good content. K Mega, introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody, man? This is K Mega 405, man. You know that I'm on Next Gen's Multiverse. So you check me on Xbox 44H channel doing the next podcast, and then also I do a podcast with Beat Shadows and Rain. Man, I'm doing it now. I'm working with doing some work with Iron Wolf. I always wanted to work with dude, and then of course you and me, Ghost, we cool.
Yeah.
And then Black Spartan, we don't care about his ass. And then
Man, fuck you, man.
and Kaleidoscope, man. I mean, damn, this is great, man. I'm happy to be on my second week, man. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, Collider, you already know. Introduce yourself. Well, we having technical difficulties.
Is he alive?
But anyway, guys, it's your boy Kaleidoscope right there. Right now, he's probably doing something, but it's okay. Let's get on with the show, guys. And I just want to bring up this topic, guys. Let's start it off with: are you gonna get a PlayStation 4 Neo? And is Microsoft the bad guys for taking shots at Sony for their show, their presentation that they showed showing the PlayStation Pro?
All right, first of all, I just want to talk, but before I do, I need Black Spawn to just mute his mic for a second because that echo's coming in fast. So when he does talk, then he could just unmute his mic.
Yeah. Spartan, if you can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's dope.
better.
That's dope.
Right.
That's what's up, man. All right, I think. Yeah, come on. Kalai, man, introduce yourself.
Yo, it's the Xbox Ghost. I'm back up on this shit. This is what? The morning show.
Sunday morning console shots, yo.
Word, there it is, man. Now, for all the haters out there, yo, check this out. Yo, here's an introduction and the lowdown on Kalai. I paw fly, visualize my name up in lights, and dream about sipping crystal with the finest of women. It's a given. They know I'm the nicest. It was when I put the down, I got your neck, vice, if you feeling it like they done did. Man, I told you, kid, it was all about the game. Yet it didn't hit your brain because you took and slipped like Kurt Cobain. And since I first copped this, I jocked it and locked it to pop it all up in your motherfucking cockpit. Blind, you're probably sure as fuck be your pilot who never had a workout like ours did. Pilot.
What the hell? We spitting bars?
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and
morning
gentlemen,
bars?
ladies and gentlemen, this motherfucker woke up with fire, man.
Damn.
Yo, man, it feels good, man. Chilling out, hanging out with you early in the morning, man. Just shooting the breeze, man.
Good shit, yo.
Yeah, but definitely Wolf, man. What you think?
Well, I think about what the PlayStation Neo, the Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be buying the PlayStation 4 Pro. No doubt about that. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it day one, but what I saw from the presentation, I did dig. I liked. They showed great looking games. They may not have native 4K, but that didn't really bother me when Quantum Break had that checkable technique to actually make it 1080p. I never had no problem with that. So me having a problem with this would just make me a hypocrite. You see what I'm saying? So as long as they have the content and they have, the JRPG Japanese goodness right there, I'm all in, man. And as far as Microsoft taking shots, I don't blame them. Like it's a business thing. Sony started doing that back in 2013 when the generation began, and Microsoft were just firing back. I'm just saying it's about time they do that because they've been real soft, man. Like Phil and all them guys, they've been soft without any backbone, and now they're doing what they have to do.
Yep, I agree. I agree. That's some good shit. What you think about it, Kaleidoscope?
Well, actually, I actually watched the show with Wolf. I was playing the game, and he was like, "Yo, get off of Attack on Titan and jump on this shit." I started watching the show. Um, Actually, the way they broke it down, you know what I'm saying, it's playing HDR, 4K, what it does to your TV and all that. It was all smoke and mirrors. It was all smoke and
Mm.
mirrors. Why? Because they had no 4K Blu-ray player in this. You know what I'm saying? So they fed you a whole bunch of bullshit so like that you could forget the fact that it has no 4K Blu-ray player. And it's kind of odd, this being Sony, the ones that initially backed up Blu-ray in the beginning, which is another trip in and of itself. So basically, this PS4 Pro, it's on the playing field with the Xbox One S, not the Xbox Scorpio. When the Xbox Scorpio comes out, guess what? The Pro is going to get anally butt raped, all right? Just the part of my French, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come
Yeah.
down that way. And the Xbox Scorpio is actually going to do true native 4K gaming on console. The PS4 Pro, they're just going to upscale things, all right? And besides the smoke and mirrors that they fed, graphically their games, Sony's always had pretty games right out the gate. But people are already asking, so will that improve the gameplay? Sony's like, nah, nah, nah. It's still going to be the same gameplay you will have, right?
Wow.
It'll just look pretty, right? So we all know that because if we look at both consoles, Xbox One versus PlayStation, or Xbox and PlayStation, Xbox tends to have more games that are, they're more gameplay, heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the gameplay. Graphics actually come secondary. We do got games that look pretty as fuck though, can't front. But graphics is really secondary. It's all about that gameplay, that twitch factor. But when you come towards, let's say, the PlayStation, it's about immersion. You know what I'm saying? For you to feel like you're going inside a movie or something. You know what I'm saying? For you to feel, engrossed in this game and, enjoy the story because it's basically a summer blockbuster popcorn movie. That's what Uncharted is. You know what I'm saying? It's a summer movie and whatnot. And it's something that people will enjoy. You know what I'm saying? They'll blow through it in that week and, oh, that was fun. Play through the multiplayer for another week and then shelve the shit. Right? Meanwhile, I'm playing Gears 6 months later. Okay? I mean, I mean, it's a give or take. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling Sony still might make money because people are going to buy their games at the end of the day. But as
Yeah.
far as the enthusiasts that wanted 4K gaming, they wanted a 4K Blu-ray, those are the people that's really going to get bummed out. Now, me personally, I'm getting a PS4 motherfucker, bro. Don't get me wrong. All right? Even though I'm knocking it because it's things that they don't got, those ain't features that I need. I don't got a 4K Blu-ray player. I give a fuck about that shit. I don't really got no Blu-ray movies. I got digital films. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
on that front, I'm covered. So I'll be getting a PS4 Pro just to fucking play, let's say, some exclusives and shit from the PS4 camp. Will I be on PlayStation Plus? Fuck no, I'm not gonna be on PlayStation Plus. That shit is trash, right? You already know how their online infrastructure is.
Yeah.
Their games are single player anyway. So I'll buy it, enjoy it that weekend, and then be out with it. Better yet, I'll probably rent it. As a matter of fact, I might buy a PS4 Pro used. Who knows?
Your Kaleidoscope. We lost you.
No, no, I'm there. I'm
Oh.
there.
Okay.
I was just
Okay.
breaking it off right there so somebody else could
Yeah, I
go.
mean, pass the mic to Omega.
Omega. Yeah. Definitely.
No,
K
to
Mega, my bad.
okay. I
K
like,
Mega.
damn, no,
Hey,
no, man.
why did I say? Why did I say Omega, man?
Yeah,
Okay. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Like,
My
whoa.
apologies, man. My apologies.
No, you good. But no, there's an Omega around that I see in the party chats and shit. So shout out to him, man, because he be supporting. But me personally, I watched the show. The show was boring. I didn't like the fact that they seemed like they were talking at us instead of talking to us.
Mm.
The game display of the games or whatever, they looked good, but it also comes to the point at E3 when they were lying and saying that that was on the original PlayStation 4, that it wasn't. It was on the Pro. And when you seen Long Gone and seen Spider-Man and all those trailers, they looked exactly alike, exactly what they looked like on at E3. So again, smoke and mirrors. The whole HDMI port deal, and how this patch is coming out next week, where they're going to have everybody's going to get all PlayStation owners are going to get like HDR. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. If they do somehow can make that happen, best believe that Sony's going to charge you for some kind of HDMI port. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying, they're going to try to make their money one way, shape, or form. Me personally, getting A pro, I probably will, just for the fact that I do not own a PlayStation 4. I bought my son a PlayStation 4, and I use him as a guinea pig. I buy him a couple of games,
Oh
and
shit.
and then you know, what I'm saying, I got this secret love fascination for Until Dawn. I love that game. I think it's awesome.
All right.
Uh, but uh, but you know, other than that, yeah, it's a good price point. You know, the positive on that, I think the price point is acceptable. It's just that it's hearing now that it's only going to be 30 frames per second, and it's not going to be native 4K. Yeah, it's in the competition of the Xbox Slim instead of being in a competition with the Xbox Scorpio. So, I'll just get it as my secondary system or my third since I already got a gaming PC.
Good shit. Good shit.
Black Spawn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Spartan, definitely.
Yo, man, you guys, you took the 30 frames a little bit, but I'm kind of upset about that. It's supposed to be an upgrade, and it's mostly gonna be 30 frames. And they also said if it's multiplayer, it ain't gonna be no difference in the multiplayer. It's gonna be probably like upscale 4K and 30 frames, as you said. And I'm not happy about that because if I'm gonna spend more money on a pro, right, I want to expect a 60 frames all the time because you're spending for a higher gaming platform. That's what they said to you, and you're not getting it. I don't like personally. I do not like the look of it. I call it the double whopper, the burger, freaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just I don't respect that. And before people, you see when Xbox came out, oh, it's thick, yeah. They pretty much dogged on it, yeah, saying it's a VCR shit. But now, now I'm seeing how, for what do you call it? People are actually finally talking the,
Yeah, the shoes on
what they
the other
feel
foot.
about. Yeah, it's on the foot, and but like I don't. It's getting a lot of hate, and see when you already said this already before. I think it was before we started that Xbox was throwing shots at
Yep.
Sony. Um, yeah, and they're saying it's unprofessional. I'm like, well, you did the same thing to Microsoft when it started, so they can't really say anything about it because it's it's they're trying to call out Microsoft for being unprofessional when they did the same thing. They can't. That's that gets a bit on my nerves. If you get what I'm saying. I was watching it with a couple of my friends. I think was Simdog, New York shouted them out, and War shouted them out. Um, it wasn't. It didn't catch my eye. Even though I probably won't have the money to get a 4K TV or the Pro right now. Yeah, but if I want to get in the future, I would expect it to last a year before being obsolete to a Scorpio. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
All right.
let me get on the other
I gotta
second
go.
point because I didn't get to give you my thoughts on the whole Microsoft taking shots.
Yeah. Give
I
it a
agree
lot.
with Wolf to a certain extent. It's Microsoft has been labeled as weak this all this generation until here recently, and I think the gloves are off. I think what Yabra and Killer Phil is doing is trying to flex their muscle. They're now they're flexing their muscle. They're like, you know what? Hey, look, y'all
Oh,
come
look
out
at
and y'all want to
Yeah.
talk back like, hey, y'all talk about all this power. Y'all been fucking with us ever since the very beginning of this generation, talking about 1080p. Well, we're going to take it to a whole nother level with HDR. So now, how you like me now, bitches? Because right now, what you have is not nowhere near comparable to what the Scorpio is going to provide. So it's like Iron Wolf said, fucking four Titan bitches. This motherfucker's going to be superior. So I don't,
yeah, 40
you
cents
know what
better,
I'm saying?
40%
That's a
better.
motherfucker.
Wolf, that's the motherfucking facts.
You
Hashtag.
already know, man.
At least
So,
40%, at least forty
oh,
percent better than the Pro, the Scorpio.
all
Well,
right. Before I talk, I just need Black
Real
Spawn to
quick,
mute
Wolf.
his mic again.
Yeah.
Before.
Yo, Wolf, one moment, man. Just to interject, I want to jump in on that. What they make it just said. I'm saying this
Yeah.
whole gen, Microsoft really was, it was like basically the underdog. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's
Yep.
been shitting on them. Sony's been firing shots at them. You know what I'm saying? And Microsoft really had nothing to back it up because, Crackdown hasn't launched that. That's using the cloud and all that. You know what I'm saying? So people is like, yo, that shit ain't happening, or DX12 and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Guys was working behind the scenes, all right? It was doing the Scorpio. They had all this shit plotted out and whatnot. So now they came out with this console and whatnot, which is basically a step above, giving us something new. And they're firing shots back. Why? Because now they got a full loaded clip, all right? They got a full metal jacket in order to start dumping rounds at Sony. And they're doing it
Mm.
left and right. And people are noticing. And not only are Microsoft dumping rounds at Sony, but also the PlayStation Nation is dumping rounds at Sony. All right, because they
Yeah.
fucking taking shots at Sony. There's a whole bunch of podcasts and fucking videos on YouTube now by people that were pro Sony taking a dump on them. All right, because they're
Mm.
pissed off about that 4K Blu-ray player. They're pissed off about it being 4.2 teraflops. All right, it's not going to be able to do native 4K. All right, so they're basically selling them a slim for trying to charge them $100 more for it.
Oh,
But see,
I
this
just
is
want to.
crazy.
I was gonna say one thing because I've been wanting to say this. I just wanted to touch up on. I just wanted
Spawn,
to touch up on.
mute your mic, Spawn. Can we hear
Yeah, put
that?
your mic. Mute your mic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch up on what K Mega and Kaleidoscope was saying. Like, first of all, with K Mega, Microsoft, they gotta be the behemoth that they are. They gotta flex their muscle. And yet again, with Kaleidoscope, I know he was touching up on the 4K Blu-ray drive, how the PlayStation 4 Pro don't have that. And to people who wanted that, I don't blame them for being bummed out. That's understandable. But to me personally, I buy a gaming console to play video games first and foremost. Now, 4K Blu-rays, movies, and all that kind of stuff, that's secondary to me. And if there's guys out there that's gonna go out and buy a PlayStation 4 Pro with 4K Blu-ray on their mind first and foremost, they're just casuals, man. That's just a motherfucking fact. That's
Mm.
all I'm saying. Like, let me give you let me give you an example, right? My Xbox 360, I preferred that system over the PS3, although it never had a Blu-ray player, because I bought that for games. My Dreamcast never had a DVD drive. I still preferred that. It had some of the greatest games ever made,
Mm.
and I still preferred it over the PS2. So it's not about whether it has a certain thing or not. It's about the games, and I let all the games do the talking.
Okay.
yeah,
Well said.
I agree with that,
That's
but
cool.
I agree with that. But I don't think it was so much about Microsoft being weak, except that they were just trying to play the nice role and say, hey, look, we know that we messed up, guys, with our launch, so we're just going to hold back and shut our mouths and just take this ass raping, and then just go ahead and just present you with what we have because we feel confident in our product with the Xbox One. But the narrative with the media and with YouTubers and all over the place, what I'm saying, they what I'm saying, the attack was so viral, so vicious, is that they made themselves even look more weaker than what they actually, I think, was trying to do. Was just trying to say, look, we're sorry, we're going to do better, we're going to make you guys appreciate us again. And then I think now when they started working on the Scorpio, then now with the success of the Xbox One Slim, they're now saying, like, look, okay, all right, you know what, we got all of this, and it's comparable to your most powerful console that you have coming up here in November. You know what I'm saying? And it's only thing that's really comparable that you have better is the power aspect of it. But still, with our capability of HDR, it's really not that much more powerful. So,
Oh, it is.
yeah,
I gotta just cut in there for a second.
yeah,
My
go
bad,
ahead.
K Mega.
No, you're good.
Look, it's 4.2 teraflops, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it may not do completely. It might not do native 4K, but comparing it to the Xbox One S, to me, it's a little bit unfair because the Xbox One S will be, upscaling 1080 to 4K, while the Pro will be higher than 1080p anyway. It could be 1440p or it could be 1920p, upscaling it to 2160p because 2160p is 4K.
Right,
So it'll be
but
equivalent. It'll be equivalent to 900 to 1080. That's what I'm trying to say.
no, you're right. But I'm just saying that's the only thing that the PlayStation Pro has in its favor. And then
And not only that, K Mega. Once again, my bad for interrupting.
it's
They
okay.
got the
It's
magic number. 399 is an appealing price point to a lot of people. Now the slim that they just announced, that shit was a waste of time. There was no point of that.
I think that was a cash.
Nobody's gonna buy that trash, and that's a fact.
Well, see, this is where
Nobody's gonna buy that.
this is what. Sorry to interrupt you, but this is what I'm trying to say on that aspect. Sony is put themselves in a weird situation because they're going to have two consoles drop in less than 2 months, and to the consumer, to us, we know the true difference. But for the consumer, like if you know, she wants to get the mom wants to go get a system for her son or daughter, and she sees the cheaper price, she's going to be like, oh, okay, I can do this. Or because of how PlayStation brought up how everybody, that even your original PlayStation 4 can have HDR, then there's going to be a lot of people saying, well, I'll just stay home. I mean, my boy Peter Rock, you know what I'm saying, Peter Rock 77, I call him Barty Rubble. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Check out his channel, man. He's a good dude. He's a diehard PlayStation guy.
Hey.
But he was saying, he was giving all of these stats and facts on Twitter, but then when we asked him what did he think about it, what was going to do, he said he wasn't even going to get the Pro, because to him, why should I get a Pro when I already have a PlayStation 4 that's going to get this patch? So even if there's PlayStation guys that's feeling this way, what do you think the consumer is going to feel like? You know?
Now, one thing that's I find pro-consumer about Sony is that they're giving you a free HDR patch, whether it's HDR 10 or not. It could be a different iteration of HDR, but there's many different iterations anyway.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a different iteration. It's not going to be true HDR.
But then what is true HDR then? Explain that to me. What is true HDR?
The true HDR is going to, you have to have a 4K television. And what they're trying to do is just trying to make the argument to make people think if you keep your 1080p LED televisions, that you're going to still get the same type of quality, maybe not as enhanced with the 4K television, but you'll still see an optimal difference. It's just like when they showed that at the show and they says, now look at the difference, and there was no difference.
There wasn't.
Even the guy from the guy from Digital Foundry was trying to convince the other announcer that, look, this shit didn't look any different. And then the dude finally made him change up because he kept saying the same thing. Look, it's like Kaleidoscope said, it's absolute smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Sony should just, instead of them trying to talk to people, that what they should have done is just show the product, give the price, and let the consumers decide for themselves and do their own research.
But just to get back to HDR, there are many different iterations, and none of them are fake. They're all still HDR.
No, I didn't say that they're not fake, but it's not true HDR like you would get from a 4K television. You can't get
but it
makes
it a HDR compatible console. That's what the patch is for. And I'm not trying to defend it or anything like that, but it's still going to be HDR, where it's going to work on whatever TV. You see what I'm saying?
But how are you going to have that to be possible without the proper port, with the HDMI port? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because it's a 1.4. It's 1.4 for your HDMI for your regular PlayStation and Xbox compared to a 2.0 HDMI port.
There could be other iterations of HDR. Probably don't have to be compatible with a HDMI 2.0. It could be compatible with a 1.4. We don't know that though. That's the thing. Nobody here is a complete tech expert.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I'm just saying that. But that right there, that's smoke and mirrors, though, Wolf. That's not giving. That's basically just selling you Wolf tickets by not, excuse the pun, but they're just giving people something to feed off of, when really it's not the true essence of what HDR is. Even though there are different levels, but you need a 4K television. You can't let these people believe that they're going to have a 1080p and that they're going to have the same quality.
Same thing could be said about the Xbox One S. To take advantages of that, you need a 4K TV. And not only that, just to go back to the comparisons, they were showing that little snippets of the comparisons between the games, between it being in 4K TV and 1080p TV. Now my eyes are real sharp, and I did see differences. I saw differences with the textures. They had higher quality textures. The lighting looked a little bit better. Other than that, it did look the same. But there was a little bit of differences.
The Horizon Zero Dawn did look awesome. I actually did enjoy the way that looked. But I do understand where K-Maker's coming from about it being true HDR on a 4K TV. It's more or less that old argument as far as the resolution, native versus upscale. You know what I'm saying? Same old age-old argument. You know what I'm saying? The only difference now, it's 4K and HDR. And the HD 1080p TV. You're not going to get the same benefit to somebody with a 4K television. Right, the ones with the 4K television, the ones that have the HDR that's actually built for that 4K television, they're the ones that are gonna, reap the labors and whatnot that these people did. You know what I'm saying? Because native is actually going to be the real shit. It's basically that same old argument. You know what I'm saying? As I said earlier, it's about the resolution, 1080p upscale to native. Same bullshit all over again. But at the end
Right,
of the
and
day, I'm not buying it because of that. You know what I'm saying? I gives a damn about that shit.
And
right,
it's
no,
gonna
no,
have high graphical fidelity too. So you're gonna get all that. You're gonna
well,
get the
no.
Mm-hmm.
advantages.
It's going to have advantages. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, is it to me. Everybody was talking about Uncharted 4 being the biggest game for PlayStation this generation. I think Zero Horizon Dawn will be that game. That is an amazing looking game. There's no knocking that game whatsoever. I think Gorilla is done a fabulous job. I just hope that the story is somewhat have some kind of quality to it. But the
Yeah.
but the real but the thing of it is that okay, PlayStation made the narrative about 1080p this generation. Okay, Microsoft has made it the narrative about HDR and 4K television, and 4K TVs. PlayStation they're trying to let there's some of the media that's out there that's trying to say, well, PlayStation is trying. No, 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 no. Xbox brought it to everybody's attention with the Slim. I never heard about HDR until I heard it from Microsoft. So Microsoft should be getting the
Yep.
credit, not PlayStation. And they're trying to make it seem like, well, we've been doing this for a long time. Our system is capable enough to do this. Well, if it was capable to do it, then why the fuck are you lying and didn't have this already coming out the box when you had your PlayStation 4 launch? That's the thing that I'm saying. Stop fucking lying to the public, Sony. Just give your system out and let's just see what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Whether you agree to whether you agree to this being true HDR or not, point I'm trying to make is that it's going to be 27 million Xbox One vanilla Xbox One gamers out there. They're going to feel left out, and I feel bummed out for those guys who are not going to get it. Now, if they want that, they're going to have to buy an Xbox One S. And what Microsoft are doing, they're trying to sell you an Xbox One S with HDR as a selling feature. And to me, that's anti-consumer yet again.
And
I'm
Sony isn't
talking.
either.
I'm,
And
I'm, I'm
Sony ain't
talking.
doing
I'm, no, no, no. I'm talking as a consumer. I'm
And it's
bad
okay for
those
Sony to do
guys.
it.
Yeah, Sony did it too.
No, but what did they do?
No,
They
Sony
did
is over.
HDR.
Doing the
Okay,
same
look.
thing.
Okay,
Okay,
Wolf.
Damage
No,
control.
Let me.
hold on,
I
Wolf.
think I got this. All right, check this out,
Okay.
Wolf. I see like Sony was moving to PlayStation 1 with CD player in it. PlayStation 1 had good games. I love it. That's one of my favorite consoles. PlayStation 2 had regular DVDs. So everybody knows, yeah, the average gamers, yeah, hardcore gamers or whatever that at the time bought PlayStation 2, but the really hit on it was the DVD player. Now everybody and their mama had a PlayStation 2 because it was the cheapest DVD player at the time. So that makes a sale. And now when PlayStation 3 came out, they came out with Blu-ray. So that pushed their console too as well as gamers, but everybody was buying what? A PlayStation 3 to play Blu-ray movies. They always throwing something like that. So Microsoft just did a little dip, put the HDR on it, and it's doing the same thing that Sony's been doing from the jump.
Okay, Ghost. Just 1 second, right?
Yeah.
You know Sony, they own the patent for Blu-ray, even 4K Blu-ray. That is their format,
Okay.
and there's no one better than them that would know the fact that 4K Blu-ray hasn't really took off like the way DVD and Blu-ray did. 4K Blu-ray ain't just there yet. It hasn't really taken off in the market like they would have hoped. So when you think about it, is it going to make any kind of impact on your games having a 4K Blu-ray?
Mm.
That's my question to you.
Ooh.
Is it going to change?
have
Is it going to
impact
change the
on him.
gameplay? Is it going to change the graphics?
You gotta. Oh man. Man.
No,
Good
it
point.
doesn't.
All right.
It's not.
No,
And
it
that's a
doesn't.
fact.
It doesn't.
Back to
But
the table.
again, you're making up the point about anti-consumerism, but then yet you're forgetting that PlayStation is sending out the Slim and it's bare bones. It's going to replace the original PS4. So if
Yes.
people are smart, they're going to have to buy the original PlayStation 4 in order to feel like they're not left out. Because if they go ahead and buy the Slim, that's the okay. It just goes back to what PlayStation did with the PlayStation 3. They had the backwards compatibility. They had all the bells and whistles on the PlayStation 3 original. Then they cut it back, they scaled down, made a cheaper version, and you didn't have backwards capability and all of that. And you didn't even have, and you had your hard drive you had less memory in your hard drive. So you know, it's the same thing that they're doing. It's not like they're going to have 3 different PlayStations compared to Microsoft that's going to have 3 different
So let me
Xbox
ask,
Ones.
let
You're
me
going to
ask
have the
you.
Xbox
All
One
right,
fast.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you, K Mega.
What's
Right?
up?
We've had the Xbox 360, the Xbox 360 Elite, the
Mhm.
Slim, and then the E model. Did they, besides the hard drive, did they improve anything as far as the format goes? We didn't get a Blu-ray all last generation. We did not get it.
Well, they tried to make their own version of you know, of the Blu-ray of the Blu-ray with that HD uh player, and it didn't take
HD
off.
DVD, it didn't really take
Yeah,
off,
it didn't take
but
off,
they
but it
were
was
selling it
better.
as a no, but they were selling it as a peripheral. That's the thing,
Well,
which is anti-consumer.
how's that
Not
anti-consumer
really.
when?
Actually, they gave people the choice. They gave people
Yeah,
the
they
choice.
give people
Sony's doing the
choice.
same
Why?
exact thing, and you're not
Why?
saying that shit.
What?
Go ahead, Spawn. You got something to say? Go ahead,
Yeah.
They
Spawn.
still
So, no, I'm hearing a lot of damage control by you, guys. Not guys, fucking Iron. Sony's doing the same exact motherfucking thing. Sony's doing the same exact motherfucking thing. You're not doing the same. Not saying this shit to them. I'm sure that's. I put my piece in it. You're damage controlling. I'm done.
I'm not
Damn.
damage controlling. Yo. I'm not.
Yo,
Wolf said he was going to be. He was going to come in. He was going to be the.
yeah,
He was going to give his. He was going to be play devil's advocate, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's making up good points.
Yep.
But look, the one thing that you could say, Wolf, that would make a lot of more sense is if for us that were early adopters of the Xbox One in the beginning, and then they changed the price like four months later. That to me was kind of anti-consumerism, but we just had to eat that because of the fact that we knew why they were dropping the price, because they were
Yeah.
getting murdered by the PlayStation.
Yep.
Here, PlayStation is the console leader. They don't have to do too much of anything. So for you to have right now 3 different versions of a PlayStation, plus you want people to buy a peripheral that's going to cost $500, $400 or $500. Plus you want the people to buy a camera and buy PlayStation Move. You're coming off of a damn grand. That's
But
ridiculous.
they had more than one prototype, right? They had
Right.
more than one prototype. They had quite a few of them. One also had like a 5 teraflop. Another one had a 7 teraflop.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the 5 and the 7 did have 4K Blu-ray drive inside, but if they go ahead and actually put those in the market, you're probably looking at $600, and that is not the magic number. That would kill them.
Well,
So
$500 is
take it.
fine. 6 isn't though. 6 is a death sentence.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So they wanted to deliver that magic number yet again, and obviously by taking out the 4K Blu-ray drive, they were able to achieve that.
Well,
I have no
As far
problem
as
with
the
that.
5 and
personally.
7, I don't believe that though. Maybe the 5, but the 7, hell no. More smoke and mirrors. All right.
Yeah.
And the reason they're coming out with the Pro is because of the VR. People are failing to remember this. VR gaming, that's the reason they needed the extra power in the PS4 Pro. All right. In order to have true VR gaming at a decent frame rate, at a good ass resolution, you need the power of the PlayStation Pro. So the people that actually have the vanilla PlayStation 4s and the Slims aren't going to get the same experience as the people that do it on the Pro. And those are the people that do decide to get PlayStation VR. Because currently on Steam, since the Vive and the Oculus Rift launched, the attach rate has been 0.2%. That's half a fucking percent. All right. And most of the PlayStation VR games are basically experiences. They're
That's
not
crazy.
full games. All right. So they're fucking anti-consumer to the extent that people are actually going to buy into this casuals, thinking that they're actually investing money in a brand new gaming experience. But that's all it is. It's an experience, not really gaming. Because most of these things you could blow through fairly quickly. And a lot of these people are going to.
No, I could agree with you on that. I could agree with you. I know it's going to be a gimmick, and it's probably going to be a failure. Like they'll probably scrap that within a year or two.
That's
You know,
going to
I can
hurt
see that happen.
Sony, son. That's going to hurt them.
That's
But
where
yeah.
all the Vita money went to. It went on VR and everything like that. They're
And
not
that
really
was
supporting the
the-
Vita like that, like they were supposed to.
And that's what I think that where Sony made the biggest mistake. Sony should have waited and waited till that they was going to come out with the this Pro or Neo, whatever you want to call it, or if the PlayStation 5 to have, I say the PlayStation 5, if that ever is a thing, or if they're just going with a streaming service, to go and to come after to make
Double
VR,
stacker.
yeah, to make VR a thing of possibility for console gamers instead of doing it now. Because right now we're talking all about this hardware, but we ain't talking about the software. You got to have software in order for this shit to work. I mean,
this
look,
holiday season, I was gonna say, this holiday season is gonna be saturated full of new hardware. You're gonna get the PlayStation Slim, the PlayStation Pro, Xbox One S, and all the peripherals too. You're gonna get PlayStation VR. It's gonna be saturated completely, and I think Sony announced this thing way too early. They probably could have waited a little bit longer, like I'd say February, March time. During the spring, it would have been the right time to launch this console. I don't know what they were thinking.
well,
And why
yeah,
would he announce a console just 2 months before launch? Shit don't make no sense.
I don't know. And I made on the next podcast yesterday, I made this assumption. Now this is only a theory. I have no idea if this is true or not, but I just don't feel that Sony is just going to let the Scorpio just completely dominate next year. So what I'm thinking that what they're going to do is that they're going to have the Pro out this year, and then they're going to have a whole year to see what kind of sales and what they can get from it. And then by the time that the Scorpio is coming out, they're going to have an upgradable version of the Pro.
I don't think it'll be next. They'll drop this price.
Everybody was telling me that I was wrong, but you know what? It would kill Sony. It would kill them. It would kill them. They would lose this generation immediately because the buzz of the Scorpio has got a lot of people shook. We all know this on this panel. And if Sony does not come with anything, you know what I'm saying? If they got their same, you know what I'm saying? Even if they come with a strong game lineup, the buzz for the Scorpio is overshadowing all of that. PlayStation, in order for them to stay in contention, is to bring out an upgradable version of the Sony Pro. They have to. They have to. If not, they're done.
I just cannot see them release two consoles in the space of 2 years, man. I just cannot see it happen.
Well, they got two consoles, but Wolf,
it would be 3.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, but then no. You got a Pro this year. I cannot really see another Pro coming next year, or the Pro S, or whatever you want to call it. I cannot really see that happen next year.
If they do that,
what they're gonna do to counter the Scorpio is that they're gonna lower the price to probably $300. That's what they're gonna do.
Okay, they can lower the price, but this is what's going to happen.
Now that would be $200 cheaper than the Scorpio, and that's going to be very appealing to the casuals.
No, it won't. When you
no one knows the price.
Yeah, we don't know the price of the Scorpio. What's the price of the Scorpio?
Well, nobody really knows.
I'm gonna put out a rough guess. It's going to be $500.
I say between $450.
Not with all that power under the hood, and not with the new technology. They're gonna have Vega. This technology is not even out yet in the market right now. It's not even out here.
Think about this, Wolf. Sony just put out their 4K for $400. That's gonna. If Microsoft puts it higher than that, they fucking themselves all over again because it's gonna happen the same way. Sony and Microsoft came out one for $500. Sony undercut, went $400, and sold the most because people. Let's face it, nowadays are cheap. They want something that costs less.
Ghost. Let me just holler at you for a second, right?
I just got a message over Twitter or over Xbox Live. Invite Master Chiefer. Master Chiefer 007. He wants in on the podcast.
Well, let him come on in.
I send him one. I sent him it already. Master Chief said send him one.
Yes, my boy. Shit.
Watch the views go high.
I'm gonna send him one, guys.
Yeah.
He's on Google Hangout.
Wolf, send him one or
send it through on Hangout. Send it through on Hangout. He's on Google Hangout, Wolf.
He's on Google Hangout?
Yeah.
I don't have his info on here, man.
Me either. Damn. I have it, right? It's in Google Hangouts. I'm gonna send him it.
Yo, Chief, message me real quick.
You're the host, so you can only do it because you're the host.
Trying to get him now, guys. Keep talking, y'all.
Yeah, while Ghost is doing that, we'll keep talking. Continue what you were saying, Wolf.
Yeah, I just think the Scorpio is going to be a premium product, right? It's going to be real expensive, man. It really is. If you're going to have a 6 teraflop GPU, and if you're going to have a beefier CPU, and you're going to have a more powerful RAM, suppose you have 12 gigs of RAM in that bitch, right? Because that's what everybody's saying. With 3 times the memory bandwidth. Now let me finish. With 3 times the memory bandwidth, and you're going to have a 4K Blu-ray drive in there, it's not going to be 450, man.
I think it's going to be 450 with a game, or if not 5 with a game.
It'll be between $500 and $600.
I
I
don't
don't
think it's
know.
gonna. I don't think you're
I
gonna
think it'll
see
be
$600.
450. They'll take the
That
hit. This is Microsoft,
There
man.
ain't gonna be
yeah.
no 600.
It ain't gonna be 600. And we just explained that, Wolf. You know what I'm saying? That's the death wish. What the 3DO was 600, failure. The PlayStation
Mhm.
3 600, failure. The only
Right.
console that I could think of that was that expensive and had a long longevity was the Neo Geo machine. And that was, you know what I'm saying, that right there, not a lot of people bought it, but it was a popular machine because it showed gaming in great quality.
Yeah, but
it,
Exactly.
it just
either
didn't
way,
work.
Market
even
It
if
just
plus.
even
didn't
if
work.
it's not $600 and it was $500, the
I
Pro
have a
will
feeling
probably
it'll
be
be
$300.
450.
It's still $200 cheaper.
Yeah, it's $200 cheaper, but then when you
40% more power.
the difference between it is you're looking at something like an SD to HD. Look, on my gaming rig, I don't have no 4K
Look,
crazy shit.
everybody on this
It's one
panel,
thing.
everybody on this panel will probably buy the Scorpio over the Pro if it came down to it, right? Even if it was
Right,
$200 more
right,
expensive.
yeah,
But I'm talking for the majority of the casuals. We're in the minority here. That's the thing. The
yeah.
Pro is still
But
going to sell like hotcakes. It really is.
is it? I mean, the reports just
Number
showed that,
one,
that the stocks went down on once the Pro was
It has to
announced.
be
The
announced.
stocks went down, and the
the
Xbox
stocks
the
will
One
probably
S.
go down, but look, the casuals don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. They don't care
Okay,
about stocks.
but the
They'll
X, but
see
the
something in the store, they'll go out and buy it,
But the
despite the
casuals,
stocks.
Who do you
but the
think buys
casuals care
stock,
about
Wolf?
the Blu-ray player because the sales for the One S spiked to 111%. You say that don't matter to the gamers. No, it don't. But to the casuals, look, that's the cheapest. That's the cheapest you're gonna find a Blu-ray player, and you're gonna have a gaming machine, and they don't even know what HDR is, but they know that shit is gonna make their games look better. That's a selling point right there. That Blu-ray player is for the casuals, and that right there is going to change is changing the narrative. That's why Microsoft
Let
has
me tell
all
you
the momentum
something.
right now.
The OG
No, hey,
Xbox.
before you
No, no,
jump
no,
in,
hear me
though,
out.
Wolf, chill. Before you jump in, let me say something real quick, though. As far as the pricing, Microsoft could take the hit, yo. This is a company that invests $9 billion a year just on R&D. Okay, these guys got deep pockets. This is a company that's worth what, over $340 billion. Sony's worth what, 20 billion, and Sony does all this other shit, but Microsoft completely overshadows them. They could take a loss on hardware, all right, because they're gonna make their money back on the software. That's what
Oh,
they're
I
gonna
just
really
got a
get credit
message
at.
from Keith. Hold on, let me just see if I can send this, man. Hopefully, I can send this shit to him.
Yeah. So it's. I mean,
But that,
you
yeah, go
could
ahead.
be right, Wolf. But the thing of it is that Microsoft better learn from their mistake from the Xbox One fat, because if they come out and they say, okay, well, it's a premium product, it's this, is that, and all that, the consumers ain't going to give a fuck about that. What they care about is okay, you got this powerful ass system. I invested my $500 or whatever for the Xbox One fat. I want to be compensated for me being a purchaser of this console. So you better make this motherfucker cheaper. And if you want the attention of the people that still play the 360 and that are, PlayStation 4 gamers, and that they're thinking about switching over, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to make that price affordable in somewhere in that line to where it's comparable. Yeah, if PlayStation thinks that they drop the price to $300, that's going to be old. People want something new. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just
dog.
like our cell phones. People want you hear the new cell phone, and people are jumping on it. They stand in lines for the new iPhone. They get the new Galaxies and shit. You know what I'm saying? The notes and all of that. So with new technology, people get excited about it, and I don't see them having, if 500 is for something as powerful as it is, I don't think it's nothing wrong with it. But I'm agreeing with Ghost, is that they might, and Kaleidoscope, that they're going to probably have a competitive price to combat. They're 400, 450. Fuck it,
Yep.
take the hit, Microsoft.
I
Hell
just
yeah.
sent the link. I
Now
just
check
sent the
this
link to
out.
Chief, by the
Yo,
way.
what
Oh,
up?
actually,
Yeah.
he's in here. He's in
A-
here.
A-
Everybody, I
Oh,
gotta
okay.
introduce to you guys Xbox Uprising, Master Chief of 007.
AKA the guy that whipped Ghost ass.
Yo,
Halo.
yo, yo, yo. What up? What up?
Xbox
Master
Uprising,
Chief.
aka Master Chief 007.
Man, I just, I heard y'all talking. I was like, man, you know what? Let me go get my tablet, man. I want to chime in. I got things to say, man. I got to get off my chest, but I want to make sure y'all all done, man. And I mean, I pretty much heard y'all's side, and I agree with a lot of what y'all are saying in some areas and everything. But my view is, and this is how I saw it, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, you come out here and you're like 4K, 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 4, and then you fail to deliver a 4K Blu-ray player. Look, I don't give a shit about that either. But like you said, the casuals do, and casuals are money. So Microsoft's going to make all that bread on those casuals who want that cheap fucking Blu-ray player, that 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
So if
Smart.
you're going to come out and advertise your shit as a Blu-ray a 4K machine, and it's missing parts, well, it sounds like a fucking tore up, broke down machine to me. And on top of that, that piece of shit can't even run games at 60 frames per second. Wolf, I seen you complaining because Gears of War didn't run at 60 frames during the campaign. You was fucking mad the whole time.
Oh, I was mad.
So you gonna play fucking 4K 30 frame games? Come on, man. You seen like as good as that campaign looked, you still was like, 30 frames, 30 frames, 30 frames. The whole time. Dude, this console is a piece of shit and it's gonna be outdated in a year, which makes it even dumber.
It is. Scorpio's gonna
outdated in a year.
Obsolete.
This shit
obsolete. When the Scorpio drops, it'll be obsolete.
No, it's already obsolete. Shit ain't even hit shelves, and it's already been made obsolete by next year's console. So why? Now on top of that, like
it will be made obsolete. But if they drop the price to $300 when the Scorpio drops,
so PlayStation consoles are good consoles to buy when they're done with. Like when you can get one for $100, $200 and play those 4 or 5 1-hour games, like movie games or whatever they have. You play that super little shit they have. It's a game you play and you throw it away. They don't have no shit like Halo that you'll be playing a year from now. How old is Halo 1? Motherfuckers are still playing it daily by the thousands. They don't know shit about that. They don't have no fucking games like Gears of War that you play every day for a whole fucking year and it never gets fucking old. They don't know about that shit, dude. So I'm just saying with my Xbox, okay, yeah, with my Xbox, with these exclusives that have replay value out of the ass, okay, I can't get enough of Halo. I can't wait till Gears of War 4, dude. All these games, plus more exclusives coming down the line, plus all the really good third party games that fucking come out in between, and my back catalog. You think I got time to play some fucking PlayStation game? Yeah, later when a PS4 is like at a pawn shop for $100 fucking and I can buy the games for $1.
Nice.
That's when it's
Nice. I mean, I agree, man. That's the thing, man. The casuals are going to gravitate to that Blu-ray player. Plus, the games lineup is setting up perfectly because when and then for the resolution babies, the ones that's been touting all about the power and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Once they see the Scorpio, it is true superiority. It's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap. I'm telling you. Like I said, on my gaming PC, it's not 4K. It's not crazy. It could do 1440. You know what I'm saying? I can sometimes hit some games at like 100 frames per second, some shit like that. But the difference between, and we're not even talking about DirectX 12 that's going to be implemented into this machine. From a game that's from DirectX 9 and you jump into DirectX 10, it's a huge difference. And then I think there's one game, I can't remember what the name of that game is. It does take DirectX 12. And from DirectX 10 to DirectX 12, it's absolutely fucking amazing. And like I said, I don't have a 4K PC. You know what I'm saying? My shit is just a little is comparable. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that shit on a console. You know, it's gonna blow everybody away.
I tell you, man, this is what it's like. Okay, these games graphics aren't gonna look any better. That's what people don't understand. Well, some people don't seem to understand. I'll give you a good analogy. It's like looking out your window. Let's say you got a dirty window. Okay, that's like fucking before high def. Okay, high def is like, oh, you put some spit shine on it. Now you can see through it real clean. Okay, now 4K is like you fucking clean that shit to where there's not a fucking speck on it. But you're still looking at the same window at the same fucking yard. The graphics don't get better in your front yard because you clean the glass.
Good point.
That's a good one, yo.
It's how the developer creates the game in a way because
No, but you know, like
So
going back to what,
if
no,
you
no, no,
pay, if, look, not only if you buy a PS4, but then you slap an extra $100 for differences that you can't see to play that shit in 30 frames on a console that's going to be outdated in a year, doesn't have 4K Blu-ray player, and the games aren't even true 4K. You're a retard.
I just
Go
want to
ahead.
go back to what I just want to go back to what K Mega was saying about the 4K and that how casuals they'll gravitate towards that, right? They cannot gravitate towards a Scorpio that easily because of a 4K Blu-ray if it's $500. That's what I'm saying.
To the S though.
They'll gravitate towards the S, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the
Dude,
Scorpio,
Sony
man,
already
that's
launched
made.
out the gate.
The Scorpio is made for people like us on the panel right here, for the hardcore. You know, probably all of us are gonna buy it day one. Some of us probably may wait a week or maybe a month, but we're definitely gonna get the Scorpio.
Hell yeah. Everybody I know here getting that shit.
No, yeah,
That's
that
sold.
shit, day
That's
one.
And
Nigga, I'm
one
broke.
thing,
When they say
one
pre-order,
thing,
that
yo,
shit's
one
on.
thing,
I'm
and one
saving
thing I
money
do
for that
want,
bitch.
That's
one thing I do expect from Microsoft is that when they launch a Scorpio, their back catalog of games, they have to give us patches because I want to play them bitches in 4K with HDR.
First of all, wait. You're not hardcore for playing a game in a higher resolution. Hardcore motherfuckers play Atari still, okay? You don't fucking talk about that shit. Second of all, fucking that resolution shit, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if the game ain't fun, if it ain't Halo, if it ain't Gears, if it ain't Forza, if it ain't fucking Dead Rising, if it ain't fucking some fucking clean ass fucking amazing shit that I can play every single fucking day, it ain't shit.
I'm a hardcore gamer and I love resolution. I love clarity.
So I think 4K is for
That's just
people
me.
who went out like me and bought a 4K TV and got nothing to watch on it, man. You're sitting around, oh god, it's 4K, no 4K shit. I need some 4K shit. Give me some 4K shit to plug into this motherfucker. That's what 4K is. You
Yeah,
just
but
want it.
when you get a
But-
4K console to utilize your TV, then you will see. Right now, a vanilla Xbox One ain't gonna really cut it like that.
And the
The
S,
S will, the S
S
will,
Because it's vanilla.
the S will, the Scorpio will.
So what I want to know is when does the 4K Atari come out, man?
Xbox One though too. If
You know
you
what?
think about it. The
You know
S is replacing the vanilla Xbox One.
Yeah. And it's just it's a 4K upgrade. And all I'm saying is like, when does the 4K Atari come out? When's the 4K NES come out? Because that shit is not going to make the games look any fucking better. It's going to be the same games. You're still going to be playing Pac-Man. You're still going to be playing Galaga. You can crisp that shit up all day long, and it's still going to be fucking Pac-Man and Galaga, man. And unless it's 60 frames, I don't fucking want it.
Okay. That's what's up.
Especially if it's online. Yo, and not only that, dude, on that fucking dude, no amount of fucking resolution is going to fix that shitty ass PlayStation Network. Period.
And see, and that was another point that I was going to make.
That's true.
Now,
They've improved it. They had no, but K Mega, even you gotta admit, they've improved it compared to the PlayStation 3. On PlayStation 3, it was dog
Oh,
shit.
yeah, no.
It's still
it's
still
on par
inferior.
with,
It's
almost on par with 360 now.
It's still gonna be inferior compared to Xbox Live, and that's a fact. But they're still improving.
And PC, because PC shit is solid too. So I mean, online is solid too. The problem is that the PlayStation people have to pay an extra $10 for mediocre service. Why? You know what I'm saying? The one positive, and they didn't say that with the Pro. I know that they said that with the Slim, that they added a new Wi-Fi antenna or whatever, so it could, you know what I'm saying, so you could get a better
50 hertz, 50, something like that, yeah.
So that's good. So hopefully they put that in the Pro. It would be stupid as hell if they didn't.
Can I say something quickly?
Go ahead.
That for the internet is just basically what Chief said in the party before. He hasn't said it in here, but it's basically you can have good connection further away from your basically your modem. You get me? Like it's only something to go further. It's nothing. Xbox One had that. 360 had that, and it takes them to get to the freaking Slim and the freaking Pro to get that shit. Where we had it for since 360. Fuck that. I don't care. Why should I care about that shit? We already have it. Oh, it's a new thing. Fuck out of here.
Exactly. That makes sense.
One thing I do hope one thing I do hope the Scorpio does have is Bluetooth 5.0. That's going to be the new standard for 2017, right? That's going to have twice. It's going to have
PlayStation 4 ain't got 5.0.
No, they ain't got it, but I would want them to have it just for the sake of innovation. It'll be twice as fast.
Guys, I want to say
and
something.
you won't even and let me hit and you won't even need a wide controller anymore because you're not going to get that lag.
I got to watch that Sony show, and it was kind of dry, bro. Like when it was showing, yeah, like
It's like talking to my grandma.
excited.
Boring.
It was clapping like this, guys. And then
Exactly what I said.
hearing the
And my
guy-
grandma, boring.
Ghost.
Scorpio.
When they showed the console, it was like this.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
Yo, Wolf, no lie. This dude, he was I don't know why people ain't put this up on YouTube yet. This dude looked like the weirdest weirdo of the weirdos. The type of shit that come out the closet or something. He up there talking about the 4K, Sony Pro. And I'm like, look at this flamboyant, guy talking on the Sony side, and he's telling them about a console. And when he's showing fucking Shadow of Mordor, show me something new with the graphics of 4K. I don't want to see
What was the last
fucking
Guardian?
old games,
One
man.
thing I did want to see, and I was
like,
really
I wanna
pissed off. There's one thing I really wanted to see. I
Look.
wanted to see Shenmue 3, and I didn't get that. So that kind of pissed me off, man.
They don't even talk about Shenmue anymore.
different shit,
Yo,
dog. And they showing Tomb Raider.
Right though.
They showing shit that we already know about, bro. Like, I want to see something new, bro.
Well, when they showed
4K,
Andromeda, that was cool.
Yo,
Not
it's
no
kind of
shit.
sad, yo. Chill.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad that J Long is not on the show. That
Yeah.
comparison video that J Long saw, what was it for Infamous?
First
And
Light.
it was a side by side or First Light. It was a side by side comparison between the PS4 Pro and the PS4. So he's flipping like, wow, the PS4 Pro looks better. Then he realized he was looking at the PS4 gameplay. So the PS4 actually looked better than the PlayStation 4 version, PlayStation 4 Pro version. How
Woo!
is that? How can you explain that, Wolf?
That's crazy.
I thought the upscaling was better.
Damn, Jay.
That's because you have to be told which one is which in order to go, oh yeah, that one looks better.
They both look good. They both had different lighting. One just had more contrast. So I can't really comment on that.
It doesn't, but you saw it, right? Did the PS4 one not look better?
Wow.
Oh, well.
That's
Listen.
crazy.
I don't know. It depends whether you
Yeah,
like
man,
more
you need to put the
contrast.
crickets in the background, man. 'cause I
Please
heard
do damage control. Please, I beg of you.
I tell you this. I tell you this, guys. Like, I was really watching to see something different in the show, and I'm like, they showing Shadow of Mordor. They showing this. Don't get me wrong, Spider-Man looked tough. That shit looked mean.
Yeah,
I can't hate on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I tell you this, the rest of that other shit, man, that we already seen, I'm thinking, all right, they're gonna show maybe Last of Us 2 or God of War, another part scene or something like, well, 4K though. No, they just showed regular shit that, oh, look at my gold medal on my chest. It looks a little more clearer and a little more shinier. Like, get the fuck out of here with that
I
shit.
just want to make one thing
But
clear.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get it though. If I don't know, if the PlayStation regular vanilla is outperforming it, like y'all just saying now, I'm gonna wind up buying the vanilla then.
That's what I'm.
That's what I've been
haven't had a
saying. Oh, hey,
PlayStation 4. I haven't had one,
If-
guys.
yeah,
So
I mean,
this is
look.
the first one I get, so I don't know which one to get.
man, look, I say buy the vanilla if you want to play any of those games, man. Like, honestly, dude, like, save your $100. I say just fuck it, period. Because I mean, you look at it like this, okay? How much is the console? $300, $400 for 4K, right?
$399, yeah, $399.
Oh, God.
The slim is
I mean,
$299.
man, look, you can go get a steering wheel for Forza, man. Go stack up on some Xbox games. You can get more games instead of a fucking bullshit console with throwaway games, is all I'm saying. You can buy some fucking beast-ass peripherals with that, man. And so you can buy a fight stick. Go get, instead of a piece of shit Ford, go get a fight stick, go get a steering wheel, and go get some fucking real games. Fuck the PS4.
I'll get my Xbox games, but if I'm buying a PS4 Pro, I'm only gonna buy it for the games I
$400
cannot
to
play.
play some high-def Telltale games?
No, I'm only gonna buy that console based on the games that I cannot play on my Xbox. So I want to play Street Fighter 5 in 4K. I would love to, man.
Fuck Street Fighter.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh.
If you do, but I don't care for Street Fighter, man. I mean, I like KI, I like DO85, I like Virtual Fighter. I like a lot of fighting games, and I'm not saying Street Fighter is bad, but it's like number 10 on my list of favorite fighting games. Like number 10.
Understandable.
Street Fighter is one of my favorites, though. I can't lie.
The only thing, hey, you know what? The only thing that I have,
Fighter is
I
nice.
think it's a really good one too.
hey, the only thing that I can say good about Street Fighter is I had fun playing it when I was a little kid. but I outgrew that
Yeah,
shit.
I
3D graphics came out, 3D fighting fighters came out, fucking Soul Calibur came out, Tekken came out, Virtual Fighter came out. All these games just shit all over it after, and then they kept making the same game over and over, man. They never ever caught up, and they still haven't. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing against Street Fighter. I had fun when it was new, when I was a kid, but no, man, it ain't that good of a fighting game.
All right, Chief, I got one thing to interject.
I have
though.
good memories though, playing it and
Chief,
shit.
I just got one thing to interject though. You like Mortal Kombat, don't you?
Yeah, I still like Mortal
that's not a
Kombat.
3D. That's not a full 3D fight.
Oh yeah, it's a 2.5D. Yeah, and so is KI. I like certain fighting games.
And so is Street Fighter fighting on a 2D plane.
But yo, man, with Mortal Kombat, it takes a lot longer to master. And when I'm spending money on a game, I want something that takes me a long time. Mortal Kombat, I mean, they got over like 100 moves per character. Fucking Killer Instinct is like 100 moves per character, man. I can learn the whole roster of Street. What I already know the whole roster of Street Fighter moves, but I'm saying you can learn that in a fucking week. You can learn every character. I mean, you ain't even got to spend a day with one. I mean, you can if you put yourself down to it, you can learn them all in a day. There's five to six moves per character, 9 if you include all the combo attacks and everything. So, what I'm saying, like compared to like other games out there with 50 moves per character, 100 moves per character, on up to games like DOA with thousands of moves per character.
Damn.
Man, I'm
fighter,
too old. I don't know, man.
Yo, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
What you say, Kaleidoscope? What are you gonna say?
Like
I
played.
Fighter has 5,000 moves per character.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These games have evolved, man. Fighting games have evolved, and I evolved with them. And I left Street Fighter behind a long time ago. But some people hadn't understanding. It's a good It's an introductory fighting game, like Call of Duty is the shooters. You got to start somewhere. You got to start with probably Street Fighter. If you was like, hey,
nostalgia.
Yeah, or I tell you what, if you never played a fighting game, I say go with Smash Brothers or Street Fighter. If you never played a fighting game. But man, I ain't got to tell people who play fighting games what the best fighting games are, man, because they already know, man. They already know DOA, fucking Killer Instinct. I ain't even really gonna say Mortal Kombat. I'd say Mortal Kombat's around 5 in my favorite. Like out of my top 10, Mortal Kombat's around 5.
At least.
It's in 5th place. It's a good fighting game. It
I like
ain't
the
the greatest. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, dude, I like it for its fatalities and all the bone breakers. It's got great visual. It's fun to watch. You know
I
what
like
I mean?
both of them, but my favorite one, I can't lie. If I had to choose Street Fighter, and let's just say they came out with 2 brand new games, never played before, and they say you only got 65 ghosts, you got to buy one. I ain't gonna lie, I would buy Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, straight up.
That's my honest.
Better question. If you guys are on a desert island, and you could only have one fighting game, what fighting game would you choose?
DOA if I can only have one.
Tekken.
I'll go with
Tekken.
I'll go
I
with
go Mortal Kombat
I'm Street Fighter all the way.
for fatalities and shit like that.
AK Mega?
I'm going Tekken. Straight Tekken.
Good shit.
Okay.
Yo, Black Spartan?
Spartan.
I don't do fighting games, bro. So you can keep me out of this
Come
conversation.
on, you had to play
me,
one fighting
I
game.
would be
I played
Caliber.
CAD and Street. I played CAD and Street Fighter before, so I would choose KI.
Mine would be actually Soul Calibur. So
Soul
everybody
Calibur,
here, you
nice.
can tell, has a different,
Oh yeah, everybody has a different favorite
And that's
fighting
good.
game.
That's good. Everybody here is unique. Everybody got their own games they like, and that's what's up.
But I mean, I can respect them all. I'm just saying, buying a PlayStation for Street Fighter for me is just out of the question. Like that's a joke. I can
No,
go
but
play
I'm
Street.
not gonna only buy it for Street Fighter, man. It's some of that Japanese goodness that I want to buy it for, man. They got a lot of JRPGs that I like personally, man. I know people here, people on this panel probably don't like those kind of games, but
No, I like those
I'm
type
in
of
the minority.
games, but
I'm in the minority here, man.
Look, hey, no. Look, when it comes to Japanese games, I'm the same way I am with anime. Anime. I'm the same way I am with anime. I'm not an avid fan. I don't go out seeking anime like, oh, what kind of Japanese crap can I fill my head with? I don't look for it. Okay, I find out about good shit, and if it's really fucking good, then I'm in on it. Let me know. When it comes to animes, okay, I like animes, but I only like particular ones. Like your Vampire Hunter D, movies, your Cowboy Bebop, that kind of stuff. Like I like certain things. Yeah. I don't care for the big heads, big eyes, and all that stuff.
Yo,
Yeah.
oh shit, man, that's crazy.
He's clowning,
She'd
man.
be violated, man.
Yeah, finally
It's all
taking
good,
it.
though. It's a good
I'm not a
thing.
weeboo.
No,
I'll tell you
no,
that right now.
I understand. You know, it's not for everybody. You know,
Violation.
it's all good.
I
Shots.
feel them though
You
to a
like?
certain degree because I like the hardcore anime myself. You know what I'm saying? Things like Akira, Ghost in the
Yeah,
Shell,
yeah, yeah.
and
Ghost in the Shell, Kira,
Yeah,
nice. Yeah,
go.
Ghost in the Shell,
Ninja
boss, man.
Scroll. You know
Ninja
what I'm saying? You know, all the
Scroll.
hardcore
yeah.
anime
Ninja Scroll.
nowadays, you
Yeah.
got like Rolla Bololo Lolo and shit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I don't know what the fuck that is. The guy
Yeah.
fucking beats the
And
shit
yo,
out of
I'm not.
people with his
Yeah.
nose hairs. What the fuck
I
is that?
etchy.
I ain't gonna lie though. My favorite anime was, or I'll say manga, Ninja Scroll. Man, that shit was fire.
Ninja Scrolls off the
Oh,
chain.
hell yeah.
That
Yes.
shit was violent.
Jubei!
I'm still addicted to Dragon Ball Z.
And what does
Now,
Ninja
Dragon
Scroll
That
Ball
shit
Z
was
was
remind you
my
awesome.
of?
shit.
Ninja Gaiden.
Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
was my shit. Vegeta. That was
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite character.
Hell
Yo, but
yeah.
you know I mean, like I said, with the games, it's the same way. I only
Oh, man.
particular, with me, it's Namco, fucking Capcom and Sega, really, and Platinum. Really, all the others, other stuff, I don't really care about, and usually I don't even play all the games that they make. I play just the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
The cream of the. I wait for the cream to rise up. And
The
that's it.
cream of
I
the
don't.
crop.
Yeah, I go for the cream.
One thing I just wanted to add, just to get off topic for a second, is that by the end of this year, I'm really hoping that Microsoft have a press conference where they talk about the Scorpio a little bit more, introduce OG Xbox backwards compatibility, do something for the fans because it's going to be the 15th year anniversary come November. You
Oh,
know,
so basically, Wolf, to put the nail in the coffin, right? For the PlayStation 4 Pro. Basically, to put the nail in the coffin, right? That's what you're saying.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
Microsoft
that would be the
gonna
perfect
close
thing.
out the
That would
year.
be the perfect way to go. Look, Phil, I
Makes
know he's
sense.
proud. I know he's proud of his history when it comes down to the Xbox. The Xbox brand has been around for 15 damn years. People are forgetting that. People seem to be thinking that the Xbox just came yesterday when that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox has been around before a lot of these clowns on the comment section were fucking born. That's a fucking,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And I think
Yeah.
holding an event, talking about the Scorpio, show Crackdown, on the Scorpio, running on the Scorpio, Scalebound on the cloud, man. That shit would
That'd
be
be
fire,
sick.
man.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Even
yeah.
like, if you're still working on Phantom Dust, the reboot, show some gameplay of that. Announce a couple of games, show some third party stuff, and you're good, man.
Yo,
OG
it's past an
Xbox
hour
back
now,
and pat.
guys.
That's what I want to see.
Didn't Phil Spencer say
Yeah.
before,
I feel you there, K
guys?
Mega. Backwards compat for the OG Xbox game.
Yeah.
Didn't Phil Spencer stated already that they working on games right now as we speak for Scorpio, something
Yes,
like
he
that.
did.
Yes, they
Yes,
did
they
say
are.
that.
So
Yeah, they did say that.
we gonna blow
They said the
something out.
backward library is good.
I feel
No, no,
Next
but the
E3 is
thing, the
gonna be
thing I find
interesting.
unacceptable, this is just me, right? Is that they've only done E3. They've only held an E3 press conference. While Sony, they've had E3. They didn't show up at Gamescom, but they hold this event this week. They're gonna go Tokyo Game Show, Paris Games Week, and PSX at the end of the year. Now Microsoft, they just done E3 and they skipped Gamescom. They're not gonna go to the Tokyo Game Show.
And they did
But
the
at
San
least
Diego Comic
hold,
Con.
but at least hold your own dedicated event. That's all I want from them for the fans.
That's respectable though. That's commendable. Nah, I would think that would be sometime earlier spring next year, first quarter next year, if anything, because these guys plan things way like 6, 7, 8 months in advance. Wolf, you know this for a fact. I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
E3 they planned that shit. Fucking, they was talking to us that shit about what November of last year. Phil mentioned that shit to us. I was
Phil
like,
did
you
tweet.
guys already
Phil
planning?
did tweet out. We'll have something to say by the end of the year. So that could be a little
Okay.
teaser of. No, but the thing is, doing it in spring won't make no sense. Do it at the end of
Okay,
this
no, no,
year,
but if Phil
man.
tweeted that out, then that makes sense then. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
know he had tweeted that out though. All right, so that's
yeah.
good shit.
they're
That'll be
gonna
that'll be
they're gonna
the way
keep
to
us
go.
hyped coming in for this
Mm-hmm.
2017. They're gonna do something to get us hyped.
They got to keep their foot on. They got to keep their foot on Sony's throat right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because they basically on their fucking throat. They got Microsoft got their
It's a
foot on their
great way
throat,
to stay
and they
relevant.
about ready to curb stomp their ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Why?
great
Because
way
Gears is
since
dropping next month.
yeah, but Microsoft gotta capitalize off of this failure, which everybody
They have
says
to.
that it's a failure, right? That's what everybody's saying. So Microsoft, they gotta
But
capitalize
they
on this
turned that
shit.
around. Though.
Hold an event, and show your shit. Show them what you got.
They showed them what Gears 4 looks like on 4K HDR.
Yeah, show them what real 4K looks like, man, and then that's it. You're good.
I don't
George,
think. I mean, they should have an event, but I mean, they should show more of Scalebound, because I think that what what the success of Recore is going to be about is going to kind of be the determination of what Scalebound's going to do. Even though I know that Scalebound's a much bigger game.
it's a bigger
just,
title. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a much bigger title, but yeah, it's a AAA. But the fact of it is, it's still a Japanese game, and those games don't really sell that well. Except for we look at Attack on Titan, and it's doing really well. I think they should go all out and showing more Scalebound, and I think at E3 that's when they'll show Crackdown. So that's because that's going to be probably a launch title. And I would hope that if they were going to show something with the Scorpio or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully Rise 2 can be can return, can shock everybody and be a return.
That'd be sick.
Because if you play Rise, I know everybody has. They say Scorpio a lot in that game, especially towards the end of the game when you playing and they keep talking about Scorpio.
Yeah. That's
And
the
I'm
name of
wondering-
the crossbow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
and I'm
name of
wondering.
the crossbow he's firing. It's called.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if that's some kind of hint of like, you know what, Rise 2 is in the works. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That would be great. Plus backwards compatibility. If they would bring back the OG Xbox games like Atagi and Brute Force, all those type of games, it would be fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? They need to just keep this momentum going, man.
I feel you there. And just to interject real quick as to the previous game that you mentioned, Rise, I had read rumors a while back about there being a sequel called Rise, Knights of England.
Ooh.
Okay? And basically, it was the follow-up. If you notice, who was the enemies in Rise? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the Romans. It was the guys, the British. You know what I'm saying? The Wiccans and whatnot.
It was barbarians, right?
Yeah,
Barbarians,
barbarians. Those were actually Englishmen. You know what I'm saying? It was actually people from the UK back in the day. And the sequel would have been Rise Knights of England. Can you imagine what that could have been like? Imagine if you had jousting on horseback. Imagine shields, swords, knights in armor. Oh my gosh, yo.
That's crazy.
Sounds pretty cool.
When you're talking about playing as the Crusaders and shit.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. You know what I'm saying?
Templars.
Like, type of things. But you're basically being a character in England. You know what I'm saying? You're basically a knight in shining armor because we know what happened to Marius. You know what I'm saying? We all played Rise. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually a pretty good concept if it's true. If it's true.
I don't think Microsoft knows what they have with Rise. I really don't. I think, like that game got a lot of hate, and then you play the game and you realize that everything that you heard about it was just trash, was just lies. Like the game is good, and Microsoft has a really good game, a game that has legs. If they want to keep pushing,
But Microsoft, Chief, this is the thing. Microsoft are not to blame for this.
Right.
That's Crytek.
Yeah.
It's Crytek. Microsoft wanted to acquire the IP because they wanted to do something with it. But Rise just, Crytek was just going on like dicks. It is what it is, man.
I ain't gonna lie, that game is a really good game, graphical, everything about it.
If anything, Microsoft would make that game more relevant than Crytek ever did. That's the thing, and people are not getting it.
Yeah, look, that was a launch title that I still play. How much does that say for the game? I still play it. I still play the Coliseum mode and co-op, quite frequently.
It's a digital eye candy, man.
Man.
As you said, Xbox,
fun, man.
And the
I said
story
Xbox has longevity.
excellent.
All right, Ghost, what were you gonna say earlier?
About Rise.
Yeah.
Rise Son of Rome, man, is one of the best games. And I'll tell you this, if they're gonna make another Rise, they should. And Crytek should have gave it to Microsoft or whatever, let them take it. And Microsoft should try to get them anyway, because that game, what did Sony gamers have at the time to play? Killzone? We had that, you know what I mean? Dead Rising, we had
that
a lot of
Titanfall,
good
Dead Rising.
games, good games that we got. And it was new IPs, you know what I mean? Straight off the bat.
Yo, can I say something?
What a card game. Theirs got delayed.
Can I say something quickly? The thing about exclusive, guys, have you seen in the Bang Bang and all the people pull out the Sony exclusive and pulls out a hell of a load of indies and say this trying to put with the AAA's exclusive and shit. Do you see that happening a lot in Bang Bang and shit? Common language. But,
That always happens.
Yeah, man. Like we getting exclusive and shit, good ones and longevity, and you can play years after. And fucking these guys are bringing up indies and shit. Fuck off.
Yeah, I can't wait to play No Man's Sky in 4K, man. It's gonna be amazing.
No man route. This is
That's
sold and
overhyped like crazy.
Man.
No Man's Why.
That's amazing.
Well, you're gonna have The Last of Us in 4K. Although I don't know if it's gonna be real 4K or not.
But ain't they
Well, it's
bringing
not native. We know it's upscale. Dude.
Uncharted played in 4K? Like,
That's
Yo.
still
I know, like
I didn't even
no,
play
you know,
Uncharted.
the way
I
I'm-
didn't even. Oh fuck, man! I wouldn't even play Uncharted in 720 when it was on PS3.
I don't know. The way I look at it is that if a game was made with 720p or 1080p in mind, I don't know how they could possibly get it to real 4K. Just like a movie, right? If you film a movie, or like let's just say the Amazing Spider-Man, for instance, right? That was filmed in a 1080p camera, but then they release a 4K Blu-ray version of it. You know it's not going to be real 4K because it was filmed with a 1080p camera. Same thing works with games. If it was made with 720p in mind, The Last of Us, should I say, I don't know if they could really get it to native 4K. I don't know if they could do that.
You can. It has to be made in 4K from the get. You could upscale it though.
I mean, they can on a powerful PC, but as for on the fucking Pro, no, it's just gonna be upscale. It's just gonna be 30 frames per second. It's gonna be trash.
That's the sad part, the 30 frames. Because they promised with the beginning of the PS4 that all games with 1080p 60. And all their first party titles ran at 30. Okay?
Yo, you know that? Hey,
and now they got more power, and now their shit is gonna run at 4K upscale, still at 30.
And didn't you think it was funny how when they were talking about 4K on that fucking presentation, right? But then when they started talking about the games being in 4K, they all of a sudden started talking all this fucking, garbly shit, just making up words and shit, talking about temporal projection and all this shit. Like all of a sudden it went from 4K to temporal projection and blah blah blah. And it's like, just say the shit ain't 4K. Just fucking say it. Quit fucking blowing smoke up people's ass. Just say it ain't 4K. You're doing a bunch of shit to try to make it look pretty, but it ain't 4K. Shut the fuck up.
No, it's not. Yeah,
You know?
that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
What it is they were basically describing to you how upscaling works without saying the word upscaling. That's all they did. They didn't want to say it upscales because they didn't want that dirty word to come out of their mouths. So they fucking they candied it up, they sugared it up with a bunch of fucking other words that you don't understand.
Yeah.
And basically they just described to you how upscaling works, and then said 4K. You're like, oh,
I ain't gonna lie, that word upscale in this community, it will make a lot of people cringe.
but that's what it is, and they're trying to play it off as something else.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the whole show was like dead. It was boring. They looked like they were scared to speak.
Why didn't they just say the games are in 4K? No, they
It
didn't.
felt weird looking at
You
that
want
shit.
to fucking blow smoke and mirrors up your ass like that, you'll think it's something else.
Oh yeah.
But
And
to be fair, they're gonna get a few of them. Like this less demanding. It's gonna be 4K. I don't think they're gonna have like these big multiplats like Mass Effect. That's not gonna be 4K. But something like Minecraft and a few other, less graphical demanding games, they're possibly gonna be 4K.
Minecraft.
One thing I gotta say though, as far as Mass Effect, as much as I want to play it, dude, and the way it kind of looked, it looked dark as hell, yo. You could barely see what the fuck was
I think
going
they
on,
showed like
man.
the wrong environment. They should have showed the outdoor environment, man, in
Dude,
HD.
I was looking at it, I was like, yo, this shit look nasty, man. It looked like somebody took a dump on my screen. That's what it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I've seen they just finished showing Horizon Zero Dawn. The minute I saw Mass Effect, I'm like, what the fuck happened here?
Mass Effect wasn't finished. They showed like a freaking early shit. I don't know
It
what
was
it
alpha.
was.
It did say alpha in it. It did say alpha, to be fair, man.
They shouldn't have shown that, man.
Hey, I tell you, hey, let me ask y'all a question. How pissed do you think vanilla PS4 owners are when they've been watching all these trailers thinking that that's what it's going to look like on their console, and come to find out these are fucking pro games? These are Neo graphics.
I said that earlier, and I said
They got lied to. They got lied to. They
yeah, I mean, they was trying to argue.
This is what developers do, man. They want to phase out the vanillas as soon as they can. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make deliberately they're gonna make the vanilla PS4 versions look like dog shit, so people can upgrade. That's what developers do. That's how they make money.
Yeah, okay, Mega, say what you were
And I think the same thing will be done with the Xbox Scorpio. Same thing. I'm not sure about first party, but I know third parties are gonna do that.
Well, actually, Wolf, though, the thing is the Scorpio is supposed to be true 4K, right? Okay, if
Yeah.
it's true 4K, then they're making these games in 4K, and they're going to be probably, instead of upscaling them for the Scorpio like they are for the Pro, they're going to be downscaling them for the S. You see, that's how it looks to me. They're going to be They're going to make the game for the Scorpio, and then they're going to downscale the resolution and everything to run on the Xbox One. And
Yeah, that'll be the first party games. When they say nobody's gonna be left behind, that's Microsoft saying it for their first party games. Now, third
like I
party, they
said,
have no control over that.
resolution ain't nothing but a slightly clearer window you're looking through. The game is going to look the same. They're talking about. See, here's what gets me with the Pro. Another thing that's it's funny is like they've been showing all these trailers, like I said, and trying to pass them off as PS4 vanilla games. So all these Sony fucking fanboys like, oh, games are going to look like that, and then they're like, nope, we've been showing you Pro. And it's
No,
like,
I think that God award them like E3. I think that was pro. I really think.
Well,
it was.
here's the thing: is they're just not upscaling the games for the Pro. As far as their in-house games, from what I've heard, is they're gonna have better lighting, better shadows, and shit like that too. So they're doing more than just upscaling some of the games. Some of the games on the Pro, like along with the fucking enhancements, the resolution and everything, they're also going to probably do some extra lighting and shit, like with the extra processing power and stuff like that. So don't expect the vanilla as far as exclusives go. Now third parties are probably going to look the same. They're just going to be up-res, but just wait for the vanilla games to come out and look like shit. Like you said, well, if they're going to make them look like shit, they're not going to make them look like shit on purpose. They're going to look like shit because the PS4 is shit.
Oh wow! Yo, one quick second though. K Mega, you was gonna say something earlier when they cut you off. What was you gonna say?
Oh no,
Oh,
I already,
my bad, man.
no, you good. I already said what I had to say. It just shit. Actually, I
Well,
forgot
we're
it. I
hitting
forgot
past
it now
an
because
hour
I'm
and a
playing.
half now,
Yeah, I'm playing Madden online right now. So I'm just over here, kind of like, fuck
Yeah,
it.
This is
You're
Yeah,
that's how you
multitasking,
know
man.
it's
That's
young
what's up,
folk
man.
right there.
yeah.
On the
Can I say,
Xbox One.
one second? Quick, I have to say, Ghost. What's our schedule, the timing and stuff like that? We have
Oh
to.
yeah, we should actually wrap it up.
Oh, it's up to
Yeah,
y'all, man. We rocking out.
yeah.
Look, we was all talking.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go head off right now, man.
All right,
Gotta do
guys.
some shopping and everything.
As we go, guys.
Okay. Who's gonna wrap up first?
Go ahead. Start it
Me.
up.
This is Black Spawn. Hope you like this podcast. I didn't say much, but check my channel out. I've been having problems to mute my mic and shit, so you won't hear me laughing. Yeah, hit a like in this video, share this motherfucker, and if you boys want to talk shit, talk shit. Let's go.
Oh
I
man.
just want to say thank you everybody for watching the Sunday morning console shots. With my boy Chief, K Mega, Kaleidoscope, Black Spartan, and the Ghost with the Most, Ghost Rider 730. Your host. You could catch me every Tuesday, the best damn podcast every Tuesday, the DirectX show, along.
Nigga,
Yeah, that's a motherfucking fact.
how the fuck you keep coming to another podcast and start? Hey, nigga.
I thought this was the best damn
Catch me.
podcast. Wait, what?
Man, let him
You can
finish,
catch
man.
me.
Martin, yeah.
You're fucking up my flow, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick you off, man. I'm gonna John Doe your ass.
Do shit, nigga. Shove my foot up your ass.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
it's
saying.
getting
I-
crazy out here. Damn.
But anyway, yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to check out the DirectX show Tuesday 8 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, man, signing off. Peace.
I just want to say this is really entertaining. I'm glad everybody got to get their views out on the Pro. I'm glad I got to let mine out because I was one. I
Fuck
was
that
wanting to
burger
join this
box.
from the beginning, but I couldn't find my tablet. But I found it and I made it. So you guys heard my take. And
All right.
That's what's up.
Really entertaining, man.
Good looking, Chief, for
Oh,
stopping.
by the way, I have to call you out, Chief, man. You gotta make them fucking videos, man. Like, what's up, man?
Yeah,
season 2 coming soon, maybe.
yeah.
All right. At least we got a maybe this time.
Hell yeah.
I just want to say, thanks for everybody being on the panel. You know what I'm saying? From K Mega, Chief, for finding that tablet. Know what I'm saying? To took it through, definitely. Spartan. Know what I'm saying? Wolf, and you popped in at the last minute. Know what I'm saying? We didn't expect that. Know what I'm saying? But we did send out the invite and shit. That shit is good shit. Ghost, of course, for hosting the Sunday morning console shots. Know what I'm saying? Also, peace to all my subscribers as well. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could always check out all our channels because I think everybody on this panel does have a channel. And Master Chief for 007, actually Xbox surprising. This shit is some very entertaining shit, yo. I mean, that's some shit that's some
Best
next
pod,
level shit. Know what
best
I'm saying?
podcast here, motherfucker.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Know what I'm saying? And
That's
everybody
great.
else, though, I'm peace. I'm out. And that's it.
I just want to give a big shout out, to the host, the ghost with the most, for putting it
Thank you,
together,
guys.
man.
Yep.
Yep. And everybody, thanks for listening. This was awesome. Take
Yeah,
it easy.
man.
Hey,
Definitely, man, guys. I want to thank all your guys in this panel right now for being here with me and hanging out with me and rocking out with me.
Is it
And we,
K-Log's turn?
no, God, man,
uh,
guys,
you want me to go, or you just go ahead and
go
say?
ahead, King.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Check out my channel, everybody, man. It K Mega 405. Well, not at K. It's K Mega 405 on Twitter. It's at K Mega 4. Yeah, man. Just it's always an honor to be on people's podcasts, collaborating with new people. Kaleidoscope, Chieftain, well, Master Chieftain, and then what I'm saying, and then of course, Iron Wolf. Like I said, I don't give a damn about Black Spartan. He can kiss my ass. And then
I'm gonna fuck you, you bald-headed bitch.
Shots fired.
and,
Shots fired.
and the Ghost and the most, what I'm saying, Ghost
Thanks,
Rider,
man.
my boy. And yeah, man, check out all our content, and yeah, and also check out the other podcasts that I do. I said that earlier. What I'm saying, the next podcast, my boy, Xbot 448 and the whole crew. And then also we're growing, we're doing big things over there. And then of course it's an honor to work with Next Gen 720, what I'm saying, to do his stuff on the multiverse. What I'm saying, podcast on Thursdays, and then of course, like I said, the next is on Saturdays. So check us all out, man. And then also Intro Media Gaming, what I'm saying, my crew, my clique, that's what's up. What I'm saying, much love to my people out there. And then last but not least, Be Shadows and Rain. What I'm saying, my
Shout out to
outros is
Be
long as
Shadows, man.
fuck. What I'm saying, yeah, but yeah, that's it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and keep it Halo.
Oh,
Wrap
by the
that
way,
shit up,
Oh,
another
yeah,
shout,
no
another
doubt.
shout out
Keep
I want to
it
give.
Halo.
I want to give another shout out, man, to my boy, Darth Merkham, man. So Merkham, if you're watching, shout out to you, bro.
Yo, yeah, what up, Merkham?
Shout out,
You
Merk.
watching, man? What's up, man?
Shout out to Merk, man. Definitely. And guys, yeah, man.
Yo, shout out to Queen Hawk. Shout out to Queen Hawk and Meaty, mostly doggy.
Who the
Yeah,
f- oh, meaty. Oh,
Yeah, y'all watch this. What's
I was
up?
wondering who's meaty on dog meat.
Oh, we
Oh,
play
yeah,
we
shout
play
out,
we,
shout
we, we
out
play
to
video
one
games
more guy. I want to shout out,
with these
shout
people
out,
every day, man. This is our crew,
yo,
But,
shout out,
Yeah, as I said last week, as I said last
hey,
week, it's like freaking black people there. Shout out to my mama, mama, I love you.
Yeah,
You know what? I
yeah.
forgot
my
another dude,
outro
man.
was
long as hell last week.
I forgot another dude, man. The fourth horseman of the apocalypse, Jay to the motherfucking
Fucking
long.
long, yeah.
Shout out to
Jay
my
Long.
dude, bro.
Yo,
And shout
and
out to
Hebot,
Zaire.
shout outs to Hebot too.
And
Check out
Hebot.
Hebot's channel.
And Sega
Yeah.
Forever, by the way.
Definitely,
And
man.
and if y'all don't know who Darth Merkham is, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's just our boy, man. We hang out, game with him every day. He pretty much runs things behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
And he's an insider too, man. You know what I mean? He's been rocking out with Phil and Rod Ferguson and all them peeps,
Rocking
man.
out with Larry Hurd, rocking out with all of them.
Yeah, that's what's up, y'all. But anyway,
Oh, you
guys,
got the
thanks for
EP.
rocking out with us. The viewers that's out that watched our shit for today. And thanks, man. God bless y'all. Peace.
Keep it Halo.
Keep it
Fuck that
Keep it
burger box, man.
Xbox. Keep it